Now, you guys that listen to the show all the time, you know that 90% of the time, 98% of the time, you pretty much are stuck with me. I'm the deal. This is what we do. It's you and me talking about your life and money. But occasionally I run into a friend and I think they got something to say, and I bring them on because I know they got something to say, and then you're always thankful that I do that. So this is not a guest-driven show, but occasionally we talk somebody world famous into coming on. Today's no exception. Mark Cuban is joining us. He's stopping by Nashville today to do some other stuff, and we talked him into sitting down and spending a little time with us. Welcome, Mark.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
Well, congratulations on a pretty successful season.
Thank you.
Mavs did well.
Not well enough, but we'll take it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to a point, but yeah, unless you're still in it, you're not.
Yeah, exactly. There's one winner and 29 teams tied for last.
No, that's how it works. Well, welcome to Nashville. We appreciate you swinging by. Now, you and I have had a lot in common. We bounced back and forth emails and tweets and things over the years, and we've talked about a lot of different subjects. You know, what I want to start off with today is, there's two sides to this whole money equation. There's the income side and the outgo side. Right. And most of the time, I'm spending my time on the outgo side. I'm telling people, okay, you got to trim this. You got to amputate the Tahoe. You freaking bought stuff you can't afford.
Absolutely.
I'm the guy that's doing that all the time. But occasionally, I tap the brakes and I reach over and go, oh, you got an income problem. Mm-hmm. You got an income problem. You've had this unbelievable – I've watched you from afar and I've watched you a little closer in the last few years. Unbelievable, tenacious work ethic. What even when you were a kid, where's that come from?
I have no idea. I guess my dad did upholstery on cars, and I watched him get up at 6, 7 in the morning or go to work at 7:30 in the morning, 6 days a week, and lots of times work half a day on Sunday. And I think he was very clear that you aren't going to follow in my footsteps. You are not going to do what I do. And you're going to have to do whatever it takes and work however hard you have to do better. And since I've been a kid, I've just been relentless. That's the only way to put it.
Now, you got brothers and sisters?
2 younger brothers.
Are they wired like that too?
No, not at all.
They're not as driven?
No, not the same way at all. They're completely different.
Yeah. I mean, I was the work nerd at my house. I was the little kid. I had to be in business. I had to have something going all the time.
Always.
I mean, there's always something. What was your first thing you did to make money?
First thing was selling garbage bags door to door. I wanted some basketball shoes, and my dad basically said, those shoes work, that you have on your feet, and when you have a job, you can get whatever you want. And one of his poker buddies set me up to sell garbage bags door to door so I can get some basketball shoes.
Rachel and I just finished the book Smart Money, Smart Kids, and we talk to families all the time that one of the things you have to do, regardless of your income, regardless of your socioeconomic strata, you have to teach kids to work.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, with my kids, their health is number one, my number one fear, and them just not being jerks is number two. Seriously, I want them to appreciate and respect not just what it takes to be successful, but the effort that other people put in as well, that, nothing is given to you, and they're certainly not going to have anything given to them.
There's that. Malcolm Gladwell talks about it in the book Outliers, 10,000 hours of practice.
Exactly.
10,000 hours of practice to be world-class at something.
And business is no different. I always tell people business is a sport. And I've sat down with our players. I've sat with Dirk and Vince Carter and others and said, look, you play basketball for 48 minutes. You practice 2-3 hours a day and have days off to rest. In business, there are no days off. There are no minutes off. Business is a sport where it's always game time, 24/7, by 365, by forever. And there's always somebody trying to beat you. And the minute you let down your guard, you're out of business.
Absolutely. Now, you and I were talking we were having lunch right before we jumped on the microphone, and we were talking about my youngest is graduating from college, and you and I have both been maybe some of the loudest mouths on the whole planet between the two of us. We've been tag teaming from Dallas to Nashville
for a long
about
time.
The stupidity of this student loan crisis.
Oh my God, it's horrible. It's people talk about bubbles, and the question has been asked, are we in a tech bubble in the stock market? No. But are we in a college tuition bubble? Absolutely. And will that bubble burst? Absolutely. And, typically behind every bubble, there's a lot of easy money and companies taking advantage of the easy money and inflating their revenues. And what colleges are doing are no different. It's easy to borrow money to go to school to get a student loan because it's all guaranteed, and colleges are happy to take it, and it's easy to raise tuition because as long as students can borrow as much as they need, why wouldn't you raise your tuition? Why wouldn't you spend it on nonsense at a college? Why wouldn't you build buildings you don't need and hire administrators that you have no use for? Because the money keeps on coming in, and not only is that bubble going to burst and impact colleges and universities, but it's having a significantly negative impact on our economy right now. Kids can't graduate from school and go, lease new apartments or buy new homes or buy new cars or go out and buy a new suit. Instead, they've got to just, pay back their student loans. And that's a huge drain on our economy.
It's a big problem.
It's a huge problem.
You and I are both voracious perpetual learners because if you're not learning, you're getting killed.
Exactly right.
You're getting your head taken off immediately. Right. So knowledge is not a problem. I mean, we obviously believe in knowledge.
Got to work, yeah.
So what are you teaching your kids about going to college?
Well, my kids are 4, 7, to 10, so I've got.
But I mean, you're thinking about this.
What I try to teach them is that you've got to learn how to learn. To me, the most important part of college is, are you learning how to learn? Because learning is a lifetime achievement. It's something you've got to continuously do. And one of the things that I'm trying to create varied interests for them, because I don't care what they major in college as long as they learn, and I want them to start now being excited about learning. I mean, literally, I'm online looking to see if there's any programming camps for my 4-year-old, and trying to convince my daughter she doesn't have to take every dance class in America, that she can learn some other things and experience those.
Very cool. Very cool. Now, regarding debt, your advice on the best way to get rich, other than invent broadcast.com.
Or anything. Something, yeah. Or get lucky. Yeah.
When we come back from this, we're going to head into a break. When we come back, I want you to talk about debt, your perception of debt, consumer debt, and what you would do, because I always think it's very smart for people to listen to people who have won with money. And obviously, with your notoriety, you definitely won with money. There's no question about that.
Right.
And Shark Tank is a way you're getting into a lot of these businesses with some special eyes.
Yep.
And so I want to talk about that a little bit when we come back, as well as some of the things you're learning on Shark Tank. So
cool.
Good stuff. Mark Cuban is our guest this half hour, and so hang out with us, America. We're glad you're here. This is called, if you didn't know, The Dave Ramsey Show.